Okay guys, my name is Secondary Protocol obviously, but real quick disclaimer before we get this video started. If you guys were wondering why I kind of sound like this during the video, and I'm talking softly and not really with a lot of energy and emotion, I did try to explain that I did record this video at almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and I really didn't want to wake anybody else in the house up, so that's kind of why I'm talking like that. I'm sorry, I'll try to get a better recording and a better sleep schedule so that you guys can hear me talk at normal volume and a normal pace. Sorry about that, but I hope you guys enjoy the video anyway. Alright, good afternoon, or good morning I should say, GMV members, because it is 3 in the morning when I'm recording this. I'm recording this right after I finished recording Homeworld. That is a car wreck, but I'm going to take you guys back to an oldie, Evil Genius. This is actually one of my favorite games, despite the fact that I've never played fully through it. I just want y'all to listen to the music for a second. Like, that soundtrack is, I don't know, personally one of the best I've ever heard. Now, the same disclaimer goes for this episode, the next episode, because I'm going to be recording these back to back, and I have not edited it, so I don't know how the audio quality is. If it is messed up, I'm going to try my best to fix it in post-processing, but for right now, we're going to try to just go ahead and grab it, get this rolling. So we're going to play through this on medium difficulty, and of course, you're going to get my guy Max in here. And I am using the unofficial patch and some other patches that I found on the internet. This is my playthrough. I tested to make sure it would load up and everything, but I have not tested the gameplay. I believe that the minion count is actually set to 200 instead of the default 100, and we can increase or decrease that as necessary. I know it was a problem for like, there we go. I know it was a problem for like older computers, like 100. You would start to get some frame drops, but you know, nowadays on modern computers, I'm pretty sure we can handle, you know, more than that. Huh. Now, I'm not sure if the patch applied correctly, because there were some parts of the patch that said, there were some parts of the patch that said that, like, the initial corridor wouldn't exist. I'm not sure if it was always this short. It's been a long time since I've played this game. Watch your other YouTubers, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna have to check and see how well that patch applied though, because it did say that it was gonna remove like the parts that we can't build on. Like, it said it was gonna remove that, and it didn't. Not that it's necessarily a bother to me. Like, it's not necessarily it's not necessarily a bother to me, because I think it makes you get sort of creative in your base building techniques, even though I don't know, I'm one of those old architects. I kind of stick with the base that I kind of know works. We're gonna do some different things today. I don't want to make the barracks too small though. I'll bring that over. This should be good enough initially.
Room construction unpaused.
Anyway, so, and then we're gonna have our control room over here. Anyway, so Evil Genius came out a while ago, years ago, long before I would even consider myself, you know, a gamer or anything like that. Like, I'm not sure when exactly it was released. I'll probably have that for next episode, but
Room construction unpaused.
it is a good old game, and the reason why we are going to go ahead and play through it is because Evil Genius 2 has been announced. I think there was even a thing at E3 where they had that trailer. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that trailer. So by the end of the second episode, going into the third episode, I'm gonna try to show the trailer. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I mean, it's not like this, like we're getting monetized or this is a paid product or anything like that. But I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm a huge fan of um, Evil Genius. I love the fact that they're coming out with an Evil Genius 2. I think that that is absolutely great. Um, and yeah, so we're going to take a look at the objectives here, our evil intentions. So we need to ensure a healthy minion force by building a barracks, and we're going to need at least one bunk bed and one locker. Now, I do believe that some of the patch has been successfully applied because these video tutorials usually just pop up on their own. You can click them and the lady will start talking or whatever. But in case you guys have no idea what the hell this game is, never even experienced it, or watched anybody else play it, these guys right here are forces of justice. So they come from, in a minute here when we get set up, they come from the different kind of world powers, and they kind of, you know, they'll snoop around your base and they'll make sure if, or they'll check and they'll see if you're doing anything evil. Right now, I'm not doing anything necessarily evil, so they're just kind of walking around doing their thing. I'm standing here. I haven't done anything that would, you know, provoke them into doing anything.
There
Um,
is better.
these yellow guys right here, these guys are my minions. Yeah, some of the patch it feels like has been applied, but not all of it. Because it said that it removed those animations as well, like the salute animation, which, like I said, I don't mind it at all, actually. But I am going to double check on that to make sure that the patch did apply at least some of the parts correctly, because there were definitely certain things about this that
Object has been ordered.
about this game that definitely needed to be fixed. So I'm not sure actually.
Object purchase order confirmed.
I'm
All
gonna
construction
buy.
workers are busy at the present time. Object purchase delayed.
I'm gonna buy 5 lockers, and I'm going to
Caution, not all object hotspots are accessible.
move this over actually.
Warning, placing this object here renders another object inaccessible.
I like how it kind of like tells you that like over the
This
base
object will
loudspeaker.
be purchased when a minion is available for
But
duty.
moving on, the
All construction workers are
the
busy
barracks
at
are
the
pretty
present
much where these
time.
guys are gonna sleep. They
Object
don't go home.
purchase delayed.
They don't go home. They're not gonna. We need to get a base door
This
actually.
object will be purchased when a minion is available for duty.
So I'm sorry if I'm
All
going too
construction
fast
workers
without
are busy at the present
explaining,
time.
but I'm gonna explain in a
Object
second
purchase
because it's gonna
delayed.
take them a second to get all this together. So
This
pretty
object will be
much.
purchased when a minion is available for duty.
So pretty much, I'm an evil genius, and yeah, I told you guys that my entire thing is to go ahead and, you know, do evil things for the world. So this is going to be our strong room initially. We might move this to the back of the base later, but for right now, it's going to be right here. And it's going to be pretty big because I plan on getting a lot of money
Room construction
and
underway.
stealing things, because you can steal things in this game.
Room
So-
construction unpaused. All construction workers are busy at the present time.
We got task complete.
Object purchase
Alright,
delayed.
so I'm gonna explain this while they're building all this. So those minions right there, like listen to that mission.
You may have
complete
noticed
music.
that all people have 5 statistics. These represent the person's well-being. The higher the
I'm gonna explain that. I take that back. I don't think the patch has applied correctly. I mean, we'll definitely see after minion capacity 51. But there's only one locker. Hold on, we'll see in a second here. I might have to do some things off screen. 52. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, I placed 5 lockers here. If these come back and my minion capacity isn't higher than 50 something, what I'm probably gonna do is save and kind of reapply the patch. But I can explain some things in the meantime. So moving on, our minions here are these guys in the yellow shirts. They're basic minions. They're just workers. They go around the base. They're gonna pretty much do my bidding. They're going to, you know, construct my furniture. That's what the hell he's doing. This right here, this guy, his name is Jubei. He is a henchman. There's lots of henchmen in the game where you can, you know, gather them and they will do different things for you. But pretty much they're better than the normal minions, and he can go around and he can level up, and he's pretty much all around just like a great guy. A great guy. But explaining the minion pain, as they call it here, you can tell this game is like old, like just the way that it's built, but it's good old. So this is their health, their loyalty, their smarts, their attention, and then their endurance. Endurance goes down just by like doing things, and like they will rest and stuff. And this goes for all characters. I even think I have a pain, yeah. So you know, going down, health goes down, you die. Minions die. Henchmen, they get 3 lives. After 3 lives, they are killed and they do not come back. But yeah, there's definitely lots of things that can be done. So I have 3 lockers now. Let me check. 53. Yeah, okay. I think something did not apply right here, because not only there's certain things that are
Important
missing.
information will be relayed to you via the message bar and
Thank
stored.
you. Thank you. I will explain that. I'm gonna wait until they finish this. And I'm gonna see if that goes up. Like right now, it's going up 1 per locker. That's not gonna work for me. That's not gonna work for me at all. Now, if that jumps up after this 5th locker, then this will work.
You now have access to the world domination.
Okay, I'm gonna explain that. Thank you very much. Huh. It's not like I'm an evil genius or anything. It's not like I don't like to be in charge or anything. Anyway, moving forward. We're gonna go ahead and to reapply that patch. I just like the way that they take shit out of the boxes. Like that's cool to me. Alright, let me look. Alright, yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to do something off screen here. It might break my save. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this episode out. I'm gonna continue to play it because this seems like base game with something being broken. And then I'll fix it after this episode, and if it breaks the save, then I'll just redo this part. Anyway, moving forward, so these control panels in here, the minions will sit at, and then they will work and do things that'll have something to do with the world domination screen. So back earlier, I was telling you guys that we could steal things. So these are the world powers. So this is Patriot, which is, you know, pretty much North America, and then you have Smash, which is South America, North Africa, and the Middle East. Then you have Saber, which is this is all of Europe. What is that? Iceland, Greenland, Norway. What is that? Turkey. I don't want to start calling out wrong countries here. South Africa, India, and Australia. And then Patriot actually owns what looks to be Japan over here as well. And then you have your Hammer, which is pretty much Russia, and it's Russia. And then you have Anvil, which controls Asia and the surrounding controlling areas. So we can go do things at these different places, like for example, Fishy Business. This is a mission that requires 2 workers. We can send people to go do that, and we're gonna do that. But before we do that, what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna hire some more minions. Now we're gonna recruit 1 minion every 10 seconds. It'll cost us 2 grand. So what I want 10 minions, right? Nah, let's make it 15 minions. Actually, we're not in a rush to get minions. Like we can do 1,000 every 20 seconds. because we are gonna eventually need money. Now we start with some pretty hefty change, $163,000, but that's not gonna last us through our entire campaign, obviously. So actually, what we really want is a time clock,
This object
so
will be
that we can
purchased
turn
when a
rooms
minion
on
is
and off.
available for duty.
But right now we've got 5 minions, so that we started off with 3. So these other minions, they're gonna come through. They're gonna do different things. So one of our other primary objectives is to eliminate those investigators, which we're probably gonna do before the end of this episode. Because what I really want to do is I really want to get our base of operations going, get some evil plans in the works. That way we can get to stealing, because that's what we do. Well, we're gonna do a lot more than stealing, but they're gonna go ahead and blow this room at some point. Do you have the last piece? Oh, set it off. Go ahead. Oh no, you're just gonna go to work now. Anyway, so these guys are gonna sit here and they're gonna go to work. Now, when they go to work on these control consoles here, what happens is they start to get like information here, or on different sectors. Now it's not fully staffed yet, which is the issue. And when these aren't fully staffed, we don't get a lot of information. Actually, I think I might want a third console. I don't want to spend all our money, but and we can actually expand this. I don't know why it didn't. There it is. We can actually expand this later. We don't really need to right now, so I'm not going to, but we can expand that later. And these memory banks back here, so actually I'm going to turn this room. Actually, that's fine. So right now we have 10 minions on the island running back and forth doing shit. So actually what we're going to do is, as soon as they put this money rack in here, actually no, we're going to do it now. I'm going to move this money rack in here.
Object will be moved shortly.
And then we're gonna schedule this room for demolition as soon as that money rack is out of here. Now this guy, our guy, he's scheming and planning. This is our main character right here, Maximilian. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I probably butchered that. Feel free to correct the crap out of me in the comments. It is 3 in the morning, and I did just finish recording 2 other episodes of a other game, so bear with me. And I'm actually thinking about starting another series. So while these guys are building up the base and we're just waiting on minions to be recruited, I guess I could talk a bit more about that. Because I'm such a huge fan of Evil Genius, that's kind of explaining why I'm going to do this series. But I'm starting a lot of series kind of at the end of this year. I know, because I've wanted to do this. I wanted to do a lot of these series before, but I was so focused on editing other people's videos. I was so focused on editing Corey's videos and Marcus's videos and so what they'll do is, if these stations ever lose power or people aren't working at them, so I can't get information on the world domination screen. Like for example, now we can see how many points of interest might be around here currently available to us, and like the available amount of money to steal. We can't see them in everywhere because we don't have enough control consoles, but we can see them in, you know, some places, most places. So what we'll do is, and these guys actually like to sleep, so they don't sleep like full shifts, but they will definitely take a nap every now and again. And these guys are trying to break into our base, so we're gonna accomplish our mission by,
They cannot defeat me with their slender arms.
we're gonna go ahead and tag these guys for termination. How that works, and pretty much if these
New rooms are
minions
available for
see
construction.
us, see the tag,
New objects
they
are
will
available for
automatically
purchase.
attack them. Now, unfortunately, Oh no, we may get to see it. No, we're not gonna get to see it. So Jubei actually is actually no, we might get to see it. Oh, whoa, there they go, there they go. Oh, now they're gonna jump him. Boom. So they just killed him. He's gone. He's gone. And so they leave around like these little
New
body
objectives
bags.
available.
Um, I will do this objective later. So actually, we need somewhere to put these bodies. We can't just. So some more post commentary here for you guys that are still watching the video at the 20-minute mark, and if you are, thank you so much for making it this far through the video. Now I did continue to record this episode without further interruption or without further incident. The problem is actually um, I did actually wake somebody up, as you saw on the screen before now, and so I continued to whisper. But as more and more things were blowing up and talking, and because the audio to my voice, like the way that I had it set up to record. I didn't want my voice to be too overpowering of the game audio, but apparently it wasn't overpowering enough to start with. So that combined with the fact that now I was not whispering but talking in an extremely low volume in an attempt to not wake anybody else up, it doesn't really go well with the rest of this video. Um, so that's why we have post commentary now. Now, pretty much all I continue to do is pretty much build up the base, explain to you what the freezer does, explain to you how it negatively affects morale, which is why we need a freezer, and also people will come and take pictures and get us in trouble. I explained all this in the first episode. Here's the spoiler for next episode. Unfortunately, I did try to reapply the patch, which did not, to my knowledge, apply successfully again the second time. I don't know why. I don't know if it just doesn't like it. I'm not sure. I was able to apply this patch previously in other playthroughs that I've done, not on camera, obviously. But for whatever reason, it's refusing to do so now. Um, at least to my knowledge. So that means that when we did that, Evil Genius isn't like normal single player games where, or it's not like modern, I should say, single player games where you can just, go into your percent.app data folder, grab that save, and then save it somewhere else, migrate it over into your new copy. I did try to do that. I did try to grab the save file and everything, but the game would not have it. It would not load this save that you guys are watching right now. So in the next episode, I kind of briefly explain that at the beginning of the video. And what I do is actually I go in and I rebuild the base off camera, things like that, and we actually move forward. From now on, now that I know, because this is post commentary, I know now that the recording at 3 in the morning is not gonna work for me because I need to be able to say things and do things and act in a manner to which is entertaining. Otherwise, I'm just going to pretty much be droning on throughout these videos, and that's not why you guys, that's not really entertaining. It wouldn't be entertaining to me, it wouldn't be entertaining to you guys, um, and that's just not how I want to move forward. So, the rest of these videos will go up that that are recorded at 3 or 4 in the morning. But they will no longer that'll no longer be an acceptable time for me to record at 3 or 4 in the morning. Um, Beyond that, I'm going to unmute the clip and let you guys watch the remainder of this video. Again, I am apologizing that the audio is, like I said, less than stellar quality. By the way, right now I'm just going to explain this because I'm muted. Um, to improve the morale of nearby minions, you can actually execute a minion. And not that I would recommend you do such a thing, because executing your men makes them, I mean, in the game it makes them super loyal. It pumps up all their stats to anyone who sees it. But in real life, I don't know. I saw my boss shoot somebody because they got something wrong or they weren't moving fast enough. I don't know. It would make me not really want to work for that person anymore. Much less piss them off. And we kind of do send minions out of the base a lot. So, I don't know. I feel like I would leave immediately after I would get selected to leave the base on a mission. But I'm going to unmute now, and I'm going to let the rest of the video continue. bodies on the rack. And actually, if you want to look, now our money's getting a little low. We had, what, like 180 something thousand? Now we're down to 88,000. And we're going to need more money, more gold, to keep our operation going. So... what else? So, we have an armory to build, but my issue with that is... Are these guys here? Okay, cool. We're gonna get these guys to...
Commencing mission.
Go ahead and do that, because we only got 214 seconds on our memory banks. We need to get these guys back ASAP. What else? So, actually, I'm gonna hire... We're gonna move this all the way down to 0, so we're gonna get a free minion every minute. We're in no rush to hire people.
Hello there. This is Reverend Archer with the Polynesian Public Service Broadcast on a mission in Papua New Guinea. I've got an exciting program lined up for you today. First a few hymns and a bit of a prayer, then we'll see if the Nakat tribe managed to give up headhunting for Lent. I've also heard that some evil men have recently been causing mischief in these parts, so make sure you take a good book with you at all times.
I guess we're the evil men that's been causing mischief in these parts. So, not to mimic the accent or anything, but I think that's hilarious. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll wrap this episode up soon. But before we do that, we'll move the body bags. Anyway, but before we do that, what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna go ahead and build the armory because we need it to progress our next mission. And I generally like a pretty large armory because
Room construction underway.
I was an evil genius, you know. Not that
Room
I've become one, of
construction
course.
unpaused.
Not that I'm not one. Don't be stupid.
Object
But
has been ordered.
I was to become an evil genius. The armory would probably be one of the biggest parts of my base. I need to keep my boys strapped and ready, and you know, all these other things just in case of an assault. So yes, I'm well aware, but can someone get these bodies up? Or is everyone busy? I think everyone generally might be busy. And actually what we're gonna do, actually if you look, some of those minions died, so we're gonna pull this guy off of this plane. And another thing actually I can explain, the heat. So you get heat for doing things like that. So right now, like in Anvil, we're cooking. Or not, we're not cooking, but like the heat's on. Like they know it was us. They're kind of like, oh, like y'all are down there like poking around. Don't do that. So if it gets all the way up, they actually will send more and more agents. And if it gets like high, they'll send soldiers and stuff to come kill us. And it gets crazy. Right now is our notoriety. So this is like how people think of us. So right now, I think it goes from 0 to like nobody, and then like 500, you're an evil genius. Right now we're harmless. So the rest of the world, they see us, my crew, my people, my workers, Jubei. They see our organization as nothing more than an annoyance, and that's unacceptable. Like how dare they? We are equal, and we're gonna show them exactly how evil we are. So, something else that we're gonna do, right before this episode, we're gonna progress into the next mission. So, I'm gonna put a holding cell in here, because that's what it's asking for.
Object purchase order confirmed.
Actually, you know what? Nah, it's $5,000 actually. Yeah, in fact, you know what? I'm
Object
gonna
has
put
been
two.
ordered.
Two. Here we go. And pretty much our mission down here. Earlier, reports indicated that a trained civilian is holidaying on the island, capturing and imprisoning a maid. So, this little lady here, who's just Alice Schroeder, just walking around minding her business. She doesn't really care about these guys in yellow uniforms and hard hats walking around, because why would she? They're not bothering her, she's not bothering them. She's probably working very hard at whatever hotel or establishment that requires her maid services. And she doesn't want any trouble. So as soon as these guys get back with the cages here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out, we're gonna imprison her, and then that'll probably be the end of our episode. And then off screen, what I'll probably do is I'll probably try to reapply that patch just to make sure, just to see if anything like comes through, or not if anything comes through, but I'm gonna try to reapply the patch to make sure that it's working as intended, because right now I can already tell that it's not working as intended.
New rooms are available for construction.
Oh, we're running out of
New objects are available for
Sure.
purchase.
That'll be... Oh. So these minions have actually run out of endurance. There's ways to combat that.
Depot now
that
stocks
we
new objects.
haven't unlocked
New
yet.
room blueprints now available.
So I'll talk about all that in a little bit. Or not in a little bit. I'll talk about all that next episode. Right now, we are going to go ahead. Where is the maid? Where is she? Is she okay? Oh, she's over here. Okay.
Capture tag issued.
So, yeah, the different tags, no tag,
Tag removed.
capture, kill, and then
Intruder
that is
tagged for
kind of
capture.
like distract. Ooh, let's turn that off. Sorry about that. That is our time is up alarm. So this guy, he's just walking around patrolling, making sure everything's cool, but he sees her, so he's gonna go knock her out. He's gonna go beat her up, and she's gonna run away, which is fine. I'm gonna call the Jubei out here to
They cannot
help
escape.
this minion. You're right, they cannot escape. Don't let them escape. So he's gonna come out here and beat her over the head with a sword or something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. She's all good. She's knocked out. So we're gonna pick her up by the collar of her shirt. Like, this guy's strong. Like, I don't know. Shorty's got to be at least, I don't know. She's not fat, but is a human being. So the fact that this guy has just like the arm strength to just walk around and do that. Hopefully, okay, these guys got up off the floor. They went to bed. And these guys are just standing around talking, doing absolutely nothing useful. But we will definitely be putting them to work, gathering money and stuff like that next episode. So, while we're waiting for her to get thrown in the cage, I have been Secondary Protocol here on the Gaming Music Vlogs channel. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you guys want to see more of this episode, or more of Evil Genius, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you see anything, you just can't.
New objects are available for purchase.
So we will be interrogating
Check
her
objective screen
next
for new
episode, so
goals.
make sure you guys come back for that.
Some characters, like the maid you have
Yes. Some characters like the maid can be interrogated. Alright guys, see you later.
AK Banks on that track.